That's right, folks. Brigade Boyz is back for another episode. As always, this is a podcast celebrating the hit roguelite minigame, Bizarre Brigade. Brian, tell your brigade go. How's
You got it. You're doing as well as I do when I play Brigade Boyz.
Oh, no. How's your brigade journey going, Brian?
Awful. I lose all the time.
Oh, no.
I mean, I know that's inevitable in a roguelike, but
Yes, I
believe I lose quicker than intended.
I completely understand. I was pulling your leg, Brian. This is 6th Street Underground, a Zenless Zone Zero fan cast discussing all things ZZZ.
Oh, you got me.
Boom! But that does include Bizarre
sneaky.
Brigade. I just want to talk about Bizarre. Hey, you know I have to talk for this entire episode. This is going to be good. I just want to talk about Bizarre Brigade. Nailed it.
You just got to do like those official radio warm-ups. Bizarre Brigade. Bizarre Brigade.
Peanut
Brigade.
Butter cupcakes. Yeah, man, it's been a little while. We've got a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. We'll talk about kind of Bizarre Brigade because it's there and we'll get there. But I also wanted to talk about some of the new story stuff. Since the last time we recorded, we have a whole new chapter we've been able to both play through. You just finished the story, right? Like the chapter 4 story. Been a long
I did.
Day.
I love me some good wasteland opera.
Yeah.
Just over the top, just ridiculous, classic Shakespearean themes.
Yeah.
And then a nice dash of Bernice.
A lot of Bernice in there. Quick, I mean, it's obvious, but we're going to talk about like the actual story stuff from the chapter. So this is your spoiler warning if you're worried about it. Spoiler warning. I will put a timestamp for when we stop talking about Act 4 if you're saving it for some reason, which you probably at this point should stop saving it. How long do we have left on Cheesetopia, Brian? Do you know?
I think a little over a week.
I'm going to check
2 weeks.
it.
I think no. It was a good while. I think it's going for like a whole month.
I think it's through it's we get Bernice as of recording. We get Bernice tomorrow, which means when this episode comes out, Bernice will have been out for a whole day. When Bernice is coming. When her banner ends, Cheesetopia goes away. You can definitely do all of chapter 4 and the Cheesetopia event within that amount of time. But like if you want to give it its fair time, it'd be about now is when you want to jump into this new story stuff.
Yeah, I would say Cheesetopia. We'll touch on it later, but it's a good couple hours investment. It's not like some of the other ones where you could knock it out in like an hour.
For sure. And I think, if I remember correctly, that one, if you run out of time, if life gets in the way or you're coming in late and you missed it, I think the actual event is a permanent event you can always go back and do, but you won't get the extra bonuses that we get for doing it while it's actively live right now. They do the same thing in Honkai Star Rail, where like the big event, you could come back and do it later, but if you want to get the free copy of Lucy, you want to do it before this 1.2 end. Brian, chapter 4 is fresh for you, man. Give what were your takeaways? What stood out to you finishing this thing?
So I really liked that they set both. So quick rundown for people who have already played it and therefore are listening to it. So I'm going to do a super quick rundown. Is you got these two warring biker gangs who are fighting to be overlords of the Outer Rim. And they don't set them up as like one is obviously good and one is evil. It's like they're both like honorable and they just kind of, because they're such freedom-loving people, they just don't give in to other people. So they're both honorable. And then betrayal. Which I liked. I liked that, like, in this one, the bad guys kind of had a win.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've kind of been losing every time we show up.
Yeah, like they lose, and then like in a comic book sequence after they've lost, one of them gets away, and then the narrative continues. Yeah,
and this one, it's definitely like phase 1 of the story, because you have, his two lieutenants betray Pompeii.
Yeah.
And, he gets etherealed into a really cool, knight fighter
it's
guy.
Like my
He's
favorite
super cool.
boss now, I think. He's so fun to fight.
But yeah, no, I liked it that, like, you beat up on the lieutenants, but they still achieve their ultimate, well, they sort of achieve their goal.
Mostly, yeah.
And we're getting hints of, like, bigger powers in play. Probably the same organization that was behind Perlman. They obviously haven't resolved that. I think Perlman might actually be dead. Because
Really?
they're like, oh, well, I don't think so, but I mean, like, medically he's dead, because they're like, oh, he's still concussed and out of it. And I'm like, it's been days at that point.
Yeah,
like, this man is,
time.
he's officially in a coma and has severe brain damage.
They can't say vegetative state, but like
it's the knockout trope where like normal humans, if you're knocked out for more than like 10 seconds, you've had serious brain trauma. If you're out of consciousness for days on end, you need a hospital.
You don't need to be locked up in what I assume is the bed of a truck somewhere. You need to be in like
I have a
urgent
sneaking
care.
suspicion that Bernice is taking care of him, and it's just
worrisome.
purely nitro fuel. But no, I really liked it. I liked they introduced some neat mini games that, like the little riding mini game that
Excite
they have.
Bike. Yeah, I wonder if that'll come back.
So I think it will in some form, because I don't know. Have you found the Bang Boo in the Outer Rim that uses the not the Beat Saber, the rhythm game?
Yeah. The new Bang Boo have that rhythm game as one of their.
So I definitely feel like they're kind of introducing these mini games, and then they're going to sprinkle them throughout. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we have another event where you have to do it, or if it becomes like
arcade. It could come to the arcade.
Yeah, I was going to say, or it could end up in like the arcade and like a Tron thing.
Because they had some like game mechanics to it that did not matter for the actual story. Because it was fun. We're just moving through it, but there were definitely mechanics in there that would never come into play if you're just progressing the narrative.
Yeah, the mechanics that they have, as far as I can tell, they're only good for achievements.
Yeah, there's an achievement, I think. There might be two. What's the second one?
So you get one if you beat it, if you complete that segment in under 150 seconds, so efficient use of boost. And the second one is if you hit less than 5 things during the run, you get a second achievement.
I got both those first time through, which felt good, but I was like, I don't...
It's always fun when you get like achievements you didn't even know exist, but then you're like, how many are there that I don't know of?
Yeah. How do I look this up? Like, I love the idea of hidden achievements until I'm missing hidden achievements. And then I'm like, I don't want to open another browser.
Yeah. Overall, though, I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed expanding on the world. It's not just more Eridu stuff. It's actually like it's the surrounding area, and then we get they
the
tease
teaser
more.
at the end. I want to save for a second because I want to talk about the other stuff for Outer Rim. But like,
okay,
man, because that like last minute lore bomb. I was just going like,
I was like, oh no, you can't make Belle a serious character. She's my goofy noodle arm lady.
Man, I liked the ad. They're doing. The team for ZZZ. We've talked about it before. We'll continue to talk about it. They've really figured out how to market their game to the fan base, right? Like the best example of that is the Bernice trailer that came out this morning, which is phenomenal and really goofy.
So
and I
ridiculous.
can't stop watching. It's like the second most watched character teaser from MiHoYo now, like right after Zhongli. Which, if you haven't, I know you go blurry-eyed when talking about Genshin, but Zhongli's trailer music is really cool. In the trailers for the story, it made it look like clearly the bad guy was Pompey. His name's Pompey. He looks scary. He even does like the slow walk up clap thing that villains do in anime.
He's got the typical villain look, like he's big and muscular, and he's got the gray on the sides, which is always a sign of being evil. If you age, you're bad. That's the official rule in anime.
It's
the
anime
older you
rules.
are, up until you get to the point where you're helpful, but an uncontrollable pervert.
If you get old enough that you shrink, then you're cool again. But if you're old and tall, you're a bad guy.
Oh,
and like Pompey was super cool and super hot, and like you start getting him doing things early in the story, and you're like, all right, where's the heel turn? Because he's been a cool dude.
Every time he showed up, I'm like, this is going to be the one. Like when he was like, here's how things are going to run when I'm Overlord again. I'm like, here it is. And he's like, here's your routes. And I'm like, what's the trick? And they're like, boss, what's the trick? And he's like, there is no trick.
We're just doing it.
It's called honor.
I'm like, when does he reach over and bite the head off of Bang Boo or something to be like, I'm a bad guy? And he wasn't. And like, I thought that was really, really cool because it made it more, and it made him way more interesting. And it was also like they were able to tease things from the narrative without giving it away in the trailers. And so that felt like a twist for me.
Yes. I also liked that because they made us like him and then they killed him off, we could still have like a moment of loss without any of our characters dying. Because obviously you can't kill off the characters that you're going to be able to roll and play for.
Well, yeah. There are some Honkai players going like, Himiko exists. She dies in everything she's ever been in. Please, no, not again. But you're right. Like, they did a really good job of making him feel, and you know, it's an anime RPG. Pompey could come back. Like,
technically he does every week when I farm him.
Yeah, farm him at least 3 times a week. Or more now that you can actually spend resin to do more, not resin, but energy to do more fights of him. But man, like, everything oozes style. I know we've talked a lot about TV mode, so I won't keep going into it. But pacing wise, it could have been longer, but I'm almost glad that it wasn't. You know, like, it felt tight.
I feel like it's one of those where it feels shorter because unlike the earlier ones where they padded it out with exploration in the TV mode, the story missions are purely advancing the mission at all times. There is no padding out as you run around in a TV mode, which, you know, like I said, it's good and bad. Because I had the same thing. It was like, they were like, do these missions, do this mission, do this mission. Here's the finale. I'm like, that's really short. But in hindsight, it wasn't any shorter of actual narrative progression than any of the other chapters.
I think, like, I was watching something recently where Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the South Park guys, talked about, like, writing a strong story is you don't use the phrase "and then," right? Like, the narrative needs to move itself forward. So something happens and then it's, and so this next thing happens, or but this other thing happens. And that way there's always momentum for the narrative. And I think all gacha games, most stories, but all gacha games tend to fall into this like and then route where it's like, we need content and we need stories. So they do this and then they do this and then we do that and then we do this side quest. And like some of the later like we're only 4 chapters in, but this chapter and some of the previous chapters, there was very little and then. And there's a lot of and so, or we're going to do this, but this is a problem, or but we got to go over here and fix that. And that urgency really helped carry it along in a way that I thought was really cool.
No, I agree. It definitely like told the story that it had, which is about the Tour de Inferno. And it had its set up. You had your time to play in it a little bit, but then, it resolves it. Because like you said, I don't know what they could have put in there to like pad it out without it feeling like obvious padding. If we had to do a couple more missions of doing this and getting ready for this, at a certain point, you're just like, I don't
busy
care
work
anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to go collect buckets.
Yes,
let's go. You're
like, here's what's going on. Because we had that one chapter, that little mission of, oh no, something went wrong. The hint that there's something going on in this race that normally doesn't happen. Have a couple more things of like hanky panky. You introduce the characters and you're just like, oh, these ones are obviously the bad guys. This one is obviously the bad guy, but he's actually not the bad guy. And then you have, your payoff and your resolution.
Yeah.
So you got, and then, it's good. And then with them having these little story missions.
Yeah.
Because like the Cheesetopia event, I know we'll talk about, but like it's been great for expanding on the characters and like the Blazewood people and everything. That if you just stuck it in the middle of the actual chapter 4 story, it would be like exactly like you said, where you get to a new town in a JRPG and you end up spending like 20 hours just dealing with these people and
then you stop playing and then you quit.
You stopped caring a while ago, but you're a completionist and you need the exclamation points to disappear.
Yeah, it's the Citadel problem I have with Mass Effect. I've never played Mass Effect past the first time in the Citadel because it's like, and there's a bunch of stuff to do. Yeah,
they just throw so much at you and they're like, well, you can come back and do it at any point. I'm like, that's not how I played this game.
Yeah. So like, I mean, like, you're right. Like, beat 1, the very first mission. Hey, we're going to do this delivery. We are thrown into it immediately by getting kicked off the road. And it just kind of keeps running from there. And I feel like I think what you were just saying is like all of the things that would have been fun world building, but could have taken away the momentum and urgency. They bundled all that up and put it into the Cheesetopia event, which may be my favorite event so far.
Oh, it's because been great.
Like the characters are great. The because they put all the narrative and the urgent stuff in the story, they can have more fun with the characters and things and exploring these more like built up characters in this event. I think the internet's calling Caesar, is it Gapmoe is the name for it, where like how she presents and how she is are so different. And like they don't try to wedge that into one. I mean, they do every now and then, and that's great. But like they're giving badass Caesar time to breathe, and they're giving this is a bunch of goofballs that are really just held together by Lucy, who's barely coherent or has like all their brain cells.
You see that with like Lighter too. Yes. You know, I see a lot of people talk, you know, because if you just look at him on the surface, he is, you know, that edgy character. But then you're like, no, he's fully like he's self-aware, just being over the top and ridiculous. Because when he has those moments when he breaks hard. He doesn't. That it is purely just a character he invented for this wasteland persona he has.
For sure. Like all of the Sons of Caledon have roughly one brain cell that they all share between each other. Lucy almost always has it. Bernice has never seen it.
Correction. Piper has a lot of brain cells, and she just doesn't have the patience to deal with everyone else. She is an old man in a young girl's body, and I love it. This is kind of how you and I approach things because we just like stuff. But like, I'm really impressed with how believable all the characters feel. Like, it all feels, I understand them, and I really am glad that they've taken the time to explore these characters, and they'll continue to explore them, right? Because we're going to get, Bernice gets a chapter tomorrow, and then Lighter comes out. He's been announced for next patch. So when we get Lighter, we'll get some more of his things. So we'll come back to the Sons every now and then. But I really enjoyed, they told the story they wanted to tell. They moved the story forward, and then they made room to like, okay, now we've created the space. We've done the tour. Like, you've got this new area. We've created this space. Now let's play in that space. Yeah.
Right.
And I like how they're kind of balancing somewhat. So you have the cunning hairs. They're fully ridiculous.
Yes.
You had
also
Victoria
kind
House
of competent. Like,
yeah. They're like accident. The phrase
she
I
goes
use
to
is
court.
they're astonishingly competent.
Yes.
Or surprisingly competent.
Surprisingly competent is the right way to do it. You don't expect it. They're still not like, they're not Victoria Housekeeping competent.
No, but you also don't have, like, Victoria Housekeeping, like, they have some humorous elements.
Yeah.
But they're mostly pretty, like,
they're straight
like,
men,
there's a lot less, like, humor in the Victoria Housekeeping storyline. And then you had the public sector. And so you had, like, a mixture. Because you had Zhu Yuan, who's very competent at her job, but again, she's another Caesar.
Yeah.
Where, like, when she's doing her job, she's great. Outside of her job, she's a ridiculous goofball. Ching Yi is, you know, kind of the straight man. And then you have Jane Doe, who is bae.
And if we mention Jane Doe for another episode, I think people will stop listening to our podcast. But
and then you have Sons of Caledon, who are, again, like a mixture of the cunning hairs and public sector, because they're like the levels of public sector of like they've achieved everything they set out to do, but they're also goofier than PubSec. So I feel like Section 6 is gonna be the balance again, because they're definitely going to be a lot more of a
they're going to be serious, but I think they're going to be serious with like by being very serious and good. They have already been canonically very good at their job. Those gaps, they'll be very good at their jobs, but there'll be gaps in personalities and characters that they can have a lot of fun with. I think it's going to be a good balance after going through Sons of Caledon, who are a little bit more on the goofy side. And we may get another interlude between Chapter 4 and the Sector 6. Section 6 people.
I would assume I would assume if they're going to have an interlude, I could definitely see it being with Lighter, and then that leading into Chapter 5, which assuming is Section 6, which they missed their chance having Chapter 6 be about Sector 6.
They may. Let's talk real quick, because we teased it earlier. The end of the chapter, it's goofy. We've been successful. Caesar survived through a MacGuffin that we're just okay with because they set it up at the beginning. And
like I said, it goes back to like the operatic Shakespeare. It's like, you're not looking at it like, could someone actually get that close to lava? You're looking at, That was cool.
That was cool.
Like,
I mean,
I was like, I watched it. I'm like,
cool.
she didn't fall in with her motorcycle, but she got it when she came out. But who cares? Because that's cool,
It's
baby.
fine. It was so cool. And you're like, that was hype. And then we find out that like Belle and Wise used to live in old Eridu. And
more
like,
than that, their teacher
was the cause.
Officially the cause, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming that is.
There's been some speculation that she's the pink-haired lady in that video they put out right at the beginning of ZZZ's launch that showed like a bunch of these. It was the first time we heard like from Fairy and stuff. I forgot the name of it. I can send it to you, Brian, but like.
So this is my crackpot theory.
Yeah, go for it.
Nineveh, the big monster from Hollow Zero, that's her.
Oh. Huh.
That is my theory.
Okay.
That's how they're going to make that character a pullable character. Is somehow they're going to be like, that
Nineveh?
person is your teacher, and through the story they're going to be like, oh, we found a shard of her personality, and we've like turned her into someone. Who cares? Pull this character because
you want her
reason. But no,
man.
That is my theory. Is that they're going to say that monster is their old professor.
I can't argue with that.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, we're going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp that I don't agree, but I want to come back to it because I think that's exciting. I think at some point we do get, maybe we'll get a playable Nineveh, whether that's their old teacher or not. But yeah, man, like it got serious all of a sudden. What I was excited about, and like I know this is some of the discourse that was happening online, was that especially with us making it so you don't even have to control Wise or Belle in the overworld, that them as characters are going to kind of get pushed to the side. Because they don't fight. There's not as much TV mode.
As they address in this chapter, like they can't go into the Hollow, which I'm assuming is going to be related to. It may or may not end up being related to the incident.
I bet it is, yeah.
They came up with their story reason why they'll never be able to actually enter Hollows.
Yeah, so like, just when we're starting to go like, all right, so why do we even play as these two when we could be playing as everybody else? Like, they're going to be important. And like, there are things, I love this place where I think there's probably a name for it and my mind's blanking. It's like a reversal of dramatic irony. The characters know something that we don't know, right? As the audience, as the players. So like we're trying to figure out what the characters that we're controlling are hiding from us.
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is a Weiss and Belle know something a lot more serious than they're letting on.
Smash cut to 200 episodes later when they finally reveal what's going on because it's a gacha game, and the longer they drag that out, the more they get from it. But I was excited, man. I was excited to get like some world building and some character story, and like I'm jazzed for what's going to come next.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cheesetopia a little bit because it's fun. Cheesetopia. It's goofy. I like the puzzle. At first, I thought it was going to be a little bit like the Papers, Please style minigame where like half of it was unlosable.
Yeah, where they literally just like
hand it to you.
It took longer. Like some of those puzzles, they weren't hard, but they weren't like auto win like I thought they might be.
The first couple felt auto win. By the end of them, there were some times I'm like, let me just start over.
Yeah, no, I had to restart a couple times.
Hold on a second.
I found my strategy eventually.
Yeah.
And then once I found that, it became a lot easier. But even still, like the last two puzzles, I'm like, I've actually
they were tight.
Spent time on it. It wasn't just click, 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 done.
There wasn't always a perfect answer, right? Like, as far as I could tell, there may have been a most optimal way to solve them. But like, I think there was just enough flexibility where you and I could have solved a puzzle in a slightly different way, and it was still been okay. I think I like that in terms of like game design, especially for something that's an optional, not optional, but like I guess it is.
Well,
optional.
It is optional.
A secondary. Optional. It's not for me. I do everything. A secondary
optional, just like
thing,
Brigade Boyz is.
Brigade Boyz. We're about to get in there. I thought it was fun. I loved all the character building. I liked the pattern of like come in, build up, go out, do quests, come in, build up, do more quests. This is not a new system for Hoyo games. Like Genshin and Star Rail have done these like business sim, building up a business sort of games. They can do as many of those as they want. Like I love the feeling of progression.
Yeah, because you have your mission, so you're still going out, you're still doing the actual combat, but you're also just running around, you're talking to the people in the area, you're actually like interacting with these NPCs in such a way that you're not like miserable doing it because it's not gating you from doing anything else you want.
And it's quick. Like there's not like essays of dialogue to read. While I'm thinking about Brian, have you talked to the cactus on one of the tables inside of Cheesetopia? There's a cactus you can interact with. It's a toothpick cactus. It gives you an achievement. Go talk to that. Get some free.
I have not talked to that.
Get some free
cactus.
Currency. Go talk to the cactus.
Nice.
So speaking of events, we also have this fun puzzle event that's been going on right now. The little slide puzzles with the dog.
It was neat.
I like it. I think it was fun. I wanted more. They're not hard, but I wanted more. I know people will complain that like these things aren't necessarily challenging. I don't need them to be challenging for me to get that dopamine hit of I did the thing and I got my rewards.
No, yeah, it's definitely the fact that it auto locks as soon as you put it in the right spot. So you can just brute force the puzzles.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said,
I didn't like looking at the image. I was like, let me just figure it out from what's on here. That's more fun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's these things that I really enjoy, which are the quick, neat little puzzles. Yeah. So you're not, because like we talked about before, doing your actual like daily, coming in, doing your 4 things, burning seconds. Your energy, that takes like 5 minutes. If there's not missions for you to do, if you're like you and you've beaten everything there is to do in the game right now.
Give me
and if you were waiting between big story events or something, you kind of would just taper off. But they have these little things that keep you coming back. You do them really quickly. They're fun. They're engaging. And, they're free currency. So it keeps you from feeling despondent when they release new characters and you're like, I need a roll for them, but I don't have anything to do. And I don't want to spend money on a game.
Right. Like, or if you're in like a skipping gap, like from where I'm at right now.
Skipping.
Yeah, I know. Right. I'm going to do it again. I'm getting Bernice tomorrow. And then right now, like, I think I'm skipping Lighter and I'm skipping,
Spear Mommy.
Yes. What was her name? Yanagi. I think I'm probably going to skip Yanagi. So like, just kind of build those supplies back up. I feel like ZZZ, even more than some of the other games that we've played, is starting to feel like a sandbox, like a toy box, right? They used the same language when they were first designing the second part of the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, it's a game, but there's tons of mini games in it, and ZZZ feels the same way. We're like, yeah, there's fighting and there's a story, but there's events, there's building friendship and communicating with people, there's the arcade, like, and they keep adding more content like that. So it just is a fun place to play.
Yeah,
which is
it's enjoyable.
Which is my segue talking about Bizarre Brigade. Brian,
and I'll catch you later.
As of today, I have gotten 50 out of 50 achievements in Bizarre Brigade. I've run out of things to do in this minigame. I have a problem.
For me, this game mode just hasn't grabbed me. Like, I like Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
And this one, it's not bad. Like, I don't... Yeah. It's not one of those things where I feel like it doesn't feel half-baked or anything. It is just not... It's not grabbing me. So, and it's one of those... I'm like, it's okay.
And
it's not bad.
Luckily, you don't have to do it. Because all you have to do is like play a little bit and you get all of the event achievements for it.
Which the event is over now.
Is it over? Okay.
I think... Or it will be by the time this episode comes
I have my
out.
game open. I can check. What really
I think have like 6 hours left or something.
Yeah. By the time you hear this, it is gone. But you can still play Bizarre Brigade. What I found clicked for me was get one character to difficulty 5. Because once you get to like the 5th difficulty, once you've beat on that difficulty, you never have to touch that character again. Right? So like there's the usual roguelite thing of like you have to build up initially. I think what I've liked about this one is it's got that Vampire Survivor feel to it. It's quick, but also like it's good that it's quick because for some of these characters, I would argue that I would bet that some of my attempts to try to clear them just one time on difficulty 5 took 40 or 50 attempts just to get through it.
Yeah, no, I think because they, like you said, they made it a small little arcade thing that's supposed to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
They made some of the characters just absolutely ridiculous to play.
I found them, so like, I'm not going to go through every character because that would be phenomenally boring. there were some that I would put them in two categories for the characters. One is it's a general character, and there's a strategy that if you can get to it, you can make it easy mode. And they're the ones that are puzzles almost. So like, for example, there's a money bag you can get.
Oh, that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, the money bag, because like, I've got if you don't remember because you're listening to us and not playing the game right now, almost completely immobile. Can I speed of like -1,000 speed, right? But unlimited pickup range, things are cheap in the store, really bad at finding treasure chests, really bad at dodging. Hey, that tells you right off the bat what do you need for that character, and you want the neck brace, right? Because the neck brace is the one that raises your collision and then gives you more armor the lower your speed is, and they stack. So if you can buy 2 or 3 of these things, your character is taking almost no damage each time they get hit. They're dealing damage to everything that touches them, and then they're picking up everything and then you just buy a bunch of companions, and you just sit in the middle and chill until the level ends. And if even luckier, if you manage to get the carrot on a stick item that's like, if you don't move, everyone gets buffed. You're like, hey, that's good news. I'm never moving. It's like, those were fun. But man, when I tell you, I can actually tell you exactly how many it took. It took me about 20 attempts to get Baggy along long enough to get that neck brace and be set up to not just get trounced by the first boss.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's where some of the frustration comes. Some of these guys are, it is pure luck. If you get items in the store that can make them work, they're fine. If you can't, you're like, I'm just going to suicide and restart because there's...
Yeah. They made it so you can restart quickly, which is nice because you can just hit the arrow and be like, just restart it. I'm not going to clear it. If most of my runs either died at 3, most of them died at level 3 because the boss shows up, you're not built, you die, you don't have enough health. Yeah. Some of my runs got to level 6, usually, except for like the Hellhound and 1 or 2 others. By the time I got to 6, I was set up, right? And if there's a character I just could not solve, if you picked up the key that raises your luck every time you open a treasure chest, right? So you just stack a bunch of treasure chests find. You get the mask that makes it so it just does damage to enemies when you open treasure chests. But really, like for most of the characters that got tricky, you're just fishing for a strawberry because the strawberry gives you HP equal to your luck, and you can stack them. And you can stack the key that gives you 3 luck per chest. So you get a couple of those, and now you're opening 15, 20 treasure chests per level. You're then getting 60 to 100 HP max, like total each level. And because you're opening treasure chests, you have tons of money. And so like...
I don't think I've ever seen that combination.
That's the ticket, man. That's how it beat like... if it wasn't a puzzle, it was like, let me fish for this combo. Because you end up with absolutely absurd amounts of HP. Like, I've got some pictures I put up on our Tumblr of like 3,000 HP on the like. Yeah, and then you get the things that do damage to the enemies based on a percentage of your HP, and you just stand still. And like that felt so good. It made up for the fact that it took me 18 runs to get that set up to actually be able to do it. The hardest one was I'm really bad at Snake Duel.
See, I haven't like finished it, but I've done pretty good at Snake.
I'm so bad at it. There's one character you can only unlock by getting a 60 length snake and Snake Duel to get the character in the Bizarre Brigade. I had everything else beaten. I did not have that character.
Oh, unlocked. Is that how I got that guy?
Yes.
Because I started it off with him, and I'm like, that's a weird one.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got him from that. You got Omnom for doing hell whatever, or you just finished the event. They all have different unlocks and things. So it's fun. I think like for me, I liked it so much because I could do it on my phone after my wife went to bed while I was just like watching TV, right? So like then because I was doing something else at the same time, it didn't matter that it took me 14 runs to get through it because like eventually it just felt good to get it.
Yeah, for me playing on computer, it's like I'm sitting there, I'm playing it on computer, and I'm just like, I could be doing other stuff in ZZZ right now. And so that's why, I'll throw it up as my weekly thing is play a couple of rounds of it. And, depending on how they went, if they went well, I'll play a couple more.
For sure.
They sucked and I didn't even, like you said, I died twice at level 3. I'm like, I'm going to go
I'm good.
Beat things with Jane Doe and make me happy.
Well, Brian, if you or any of our listeners are ever like, all right, what am I supposed to do with this character? Just send me a message. I'm sure I have a strategy for beating it with that character.
What do you do with the queen?
With the queen? What's the queen
Besides
do?
getting the alarm clock. She's the one who gets 12 health.
Yes. Don't get the the alarm clock is good because it's infinite, isn't it? Because like it doesn't tick down for her.
I didn't even
She
want
doesn't
to
take injury, so that's free stats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get it because it was like you take 1 damage, and I'm like, well, I'll last all of 10 seconds with her before the game's over.
No, you can get that. Anything that would normally lower your health, because she only loses health to being injured. If you can get the special shop, anything that costs health is free.
Oh,
so
see, those are good to know. I was avoiding them because I assumed.
Yeah. So you can buy all those. You can buy the little flower bud that buffs you and your brigade by as long as you don't take damage. Like, you get a couple of those things running, and she just scales so quickly. You buy those, and then you just buy as many companions as you can.
Oh, okay. So I was literally playing her opposite by avoiding all of those things. Because I'm like, I can't afford to take any health loss.
It's not clear is one of the frustrating things. Like, some of these things, it's not super obvious. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, once you've got her set up, she's busted. If you get there's a guy called Capped Gallant. He's the old man with the straw hat.
Oh, yeah.
No companions. The other strategy that carried me through a lot of things is there's a companion you can get that refunds money and gets 5% increased damage each time you refresh the store, right? So stack those guys like crazy for anybody really, but especially for the Gallant, because getting money back means you can just keep spamming rerolls. If you buy those guys and then the quill that lowers, each time you buy a quill, it lowers the cost of a reroll by 5. Those stack. So if you bought like 6 of them by level 9, you can reroll 20, 30 times and it still costs 0. And each reroll, you're getting money back for those guys you bought. So like were runs.
Those are those secret interactions. I assumed it was like a one-time reduces it by 5.
And it also includes the specialty store. So if you get the specialty store, like you refresh that till it costs money. Then you go to the normal store, you refresh that. I would just keep refreshing that until it costs more than I was making back. Because if you've got like 5 or 6 of those guys, you refresh for 0, you get 30 coins back.
Okay.
You do that a couple of times, and like most roguelikes, it's all about income economy, like money. If you can get that income running, and you can just buy a bunch of stuff, like that goes crazy. For the Gallant, because he gets the powers of his companions, now instead of that one companion getting buffed by 5% each time you refresh, you're getting buffed 5% every time you refresh.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be strong.
Oh boy. It's one of the things that I'm going to stop talking about it because we've talked about it for too long. It's one of those things that I wish there were like reasons to keep playing after you beat a character. Because there's really not. When you beat a character, it adds to the cap for number of candies you can get, but the candies aren't shared per character. So you can't like farm with a character you like to power up ones you don't like. And so,
is that what those candies do?
Yeah. So the candies...
So again, another thing I didn't know what they did.
They buff the character you pick them up on. They're flat stat increases.
Okay.
So like, for most of my characters, even the ones I cleared pretty quickly, I have 15 to 20 candies on them. Queen, I have 17. Ones that took me a lot longer, like my Omnom has 46 candies on him because I ended up having to fight a lot of things to get Omnom ready to go. But they're not shared. And like, that was kind of a bummer because it would be really cool to be like, I love playing with the fish and I hate using the cat, who maybe the cat was maybe the hardest one to use. The cat, I used that shop refresh strategy, but there's no reason to come back to them again.
Yeah.
The only thing that they share is when you beat it at level 5 with a character, the cap for your candies increases. So like right now, I could get up to 155 candies on a character, but there's no reason. Like, it starts at 50.
Like beating
there's no
the game
reason.
With
I've already
them,
beat it.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I hope this means we get more games like this. You know, this is our 3rd arcade game. I hope they give a little bit of time, let these things evolve and get like kind of polished. This is way more polished than I thought a little Vampire Survivor sim would be. But yeah, man, it's a little bittersweet. I'm a little sad that I've got no reason to play. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to go back to playing Balatro at night because I've run out of things to do.
I'll make you a deal. I'll let you log in and play my Brigade Boyz.
I will 100% do that. That sounds amazing. My other announcement, Brian, is as of today, I've done all of the secret quests from Hollow Zero. So I've run out of things to do in the game until the next
look
stuff
at
comes
you.
out. Except for farming reputation with Inky, and I'm pretty close to getting Inky maxed out. I've run out of things to do in the game, except play Snake, which I'm horrible. But it's a fun one, man. Having fun. Like, I'm having fun. I'm really enjoying it.
That was a deep thought.
Yeah, it good. Game good. It good.
You know, I just realized something tragic.
What's that?
In an episode where there is a literal food-based mission, and I make a single food-based joke or pun.
Not a single food pun. No, knock one out of the park right now on the spot. Make a food pun.
No, I don't want to. Puns are too cheesy.
Boom! That was pretty Gouda. All right.
Oh, man. Cheese.
Excuse me. I think that's it for us, man. What we've got coming down the pipeline, we know we've got a couple more events coming up. I think they announced like a TV mode events coming out pretty soon. The one we're helping the Cunning Hares, who have kind of become their like go-to for how do I feed a mini event that doesn't have narrative significance, but it's still going to be more fun. Let's let the Cunning Hares introduce it. So we've got some events coming down the pipeline that I'm sure we'll talk about next time you and I get together. Good luck to everyone if you are rolling for Bernice. If you haven't, go watch Bernice's video because it's amazing.
I don't got the tapes. I don't got the tapes for it, boss. I can already tell. I'm gonna lose that 50-50.
Are you gonna roll, or are you gonna? So I didn't write one down, so this is gonna be my icebreaker.
I'm gonna roll. You know I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
Especially when you can't. They dropped that video and it was fire. And
it's great.
You got to roll for her now. Plus, since Jane is my main, having another anomaly character opens it up because
it's a huge team opener.
You can't really just slap. You can just slap Caesar in with Jane.
Yeah,
but then you have to build a third person around activating Jane's thing, which Bernice fits that slot perfectly, and obviously that'd be another. But that'll be something we can talk about next time. Is Bernice, since it'll have been 2 weeks since she came out.
It'll be 2 weeks since she comes out. Next time we may do another deep dive into characters, or we may decide to talk about something else within the game. As always, if you have suggestions or questions or things you want us to talk about, you can email us at 6thstreetunderground@gmail.com. Or reach out to us. I think our Podbean page has communication. There's got to be ways to communicate with people. Email right now is the best way because
just say mean things about us on Reddit. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm over 30 and I don't know how the internet works anymore.
It's a series of tubes.
I don't know how to actually share things, but you can get to us. It'll be great. My ice maker was going to be, if you don't have guaranteed, do you roll or do you let it sit? But I think we already know your answer.
Won't roll.
Go and for
then
it.
When I don't get her, which I know I won't, I'll be sad.
Who are you going for? Like, let's say you do either get Bernice really quickly or you miss Bernice and you've got that loaded 50-50, like you're getting your next S rank. Who coming down the pipeline are you like, that's my person?
The next one, it would be the next one.
Yeah.
Spear Mommy.
Okay, Yanagi.
But yeah, if I don't get Yanagi, or if she's just absolutely doesn't fit anywhere in any of my comps.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one currently on the horizon is, I'm not going to go for lighter.
Right.
I'm assuming Miyabi, or is that her name, Miyabi?
I think Miyabi. Miyabi is the Ayaka of this game, where everyone's like, I'm saving for Miyabi, and she hasn't been announced. We saw her once. I bet we get her because we're getting Sector 6.
Yeah, no one really.
Okay.
In the current officially announced is really
the idol group.
Yeah, but the idol group is so far off. You can, that's not even I'm going to save for them, and I haven't really seen anything for them.
I don't know.
I did see a lot of people talking. They're like, if just Bernice's random music video was this great, what are they going to? Are they going to launch an actual idol concert to announce these characters?
They're going to pull a Riot Games and just go ahead and get a full K-pop team in here.
I swear. If Taylor Swift announces ZZZ Idol Group in her Eras tour.
Yeah, listen, while we were talking, my wife messaged me about the Taylor Swift vinyl that she wants for Christmas. So, it's all relevant.
Oh, the Tortured Poets Department anthology?
Yes, sir. Yep. This is your jam. See, this really transitioned to like Brian's specialty music corner. I'm kind of in the same boat, man. Like I know I'm gonna roll for Bernice. Like Yanagi doesn't do anything for me. Like, she's cool, but I don't know. I need to. I've rolled for like the last 3 characters that came out. I'm gonna chill for a bit and let my supplies build back up again.
Yeah.
But we'll keep an eye out for things. We'll post what we can. We'll talk about characters and whatever we see being announced over the next couple of weeks. We are in this place where they're probably gonna start showing us some new characters pretty soon because we've seen or had access to most of the characters they've teased.
So now's the time to start looking out for new character models that just pop up in new Eridu, and
right.
Because they always do that before they officially announce them. Because you would see Bernice and you would see Caesar, and just kind of, and I enjoy when they have random names, and then once you learn, like Ellen, before you found her, she's just Shark-Tail Girl.
Shark-Tail Girl. You're like, okay, we know who that is.
You're like, that person is too visually distinctive to not show up.
They put too much. I would say they put too much time into it, but some of the NPCs in this game look amazing.
They do, yeah. But pretty much all of the NPCs, but they're NPCs you ultimately interact with. I haven't really seen too many NPCs that are purely just like background image.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that on a future episode about all the background detail that's gone into this game, because that's what makes it feel alive. But that's it for us today, Brian. I'm realizing now in our recording that I never actually say like our names at the beginning of the podcast. We just start talking.
Look, we're on episode, what are we on? Episode 6?
6.
Our fan base is baked in. They know exactly who we
They know
are.
who we are. It's been great, and we'll see you guys around.
Cheese!
Cheese.